Hi, I'm Rob, and in this Gems of War video, I'm going to show you a really cool and easy to use No Mythic team you can use for this The Fallen Ones World event. You'll collect medals as you go along with this. You'll collect a token of spirits at first, which you collect 3 of them. That'll evolve to a badge of spirits, where you get 40% spell damage for all troops in the current event. Collect another 3 of them and you can evolve it to the Medal of Spirits, where you ultimately get a whopping 160% spell damage for all troops in the current event. So important that we go spell damage with this as the main method of damage, not so much skulls. I'll go over the scoring system as well in a minute, but first things first, always grab your rewards. Very important, because basically your guild may have started this before you due to different time zones, things like that, and as such they will have picked up some of those tokens and or badges. Let's have a look. There we go, we've evolved it already. We haven't even done anything yet. Badge of spirits collected. From the shop you can grab yourself a tier 1. This will give you more tokens of spirits, and really importantly as well, the potion of enchantment. This basically means all your troops will start enchanted at the start of each and every battle for the entirety of this event, and it's a week-long event, so that is a definite good thing and totally well worth that 30 gems. The further you go, the more stuff you collect, so go as far as you feel is necessary. Right, onto the team and the scoring system. Alright, there are 6 battles you can encounter during this event, which are Flesh Golem, Fundingus, Lady Ironbeard, Crimson Bat, King Highforge and High King Irongut. The battles are chosen randomly, but they all have an equal chance of appearing on the map. Now you're going to collect arcane trinkets during this. They're each worth 4 points, but basically I'm going to simplify the scoring system as set out below. And as battles get harder, they will increase the amount of arcane trinkets they give by 25%. So always fight the highest enemy first for the most points. And let's take a look at the team. Right, the team I'm going to use for this is going to be Tooth of the Wild, 2 times Queen Beatrix and King Silenus. I'll show an alternative option if you don't have 2 Queen Beatrix, but Tooth of the Wild is available in the Soulforge at the moment if you don't already have it. A really cool weapon. Explodes magic +1 green gems, grants a random status effect to all Wildfolk allies, then summons a Wildfolk troop, which is really useful. It also has Leaf if you get this thing upgraded, which is a Leaf Storm, which is green, which is really useful for the Queen Beatrix here and her requirement of green. Now you don't need to be in Bard class, which is the Wildfolk class for this, to make this effective. Geomancer is still a really good class for this. Reduce damage from skulls by 50%. All constructs start with 50% mana, which is the hero. Serendipity, give a random ally a random status effect, really handy. Anti-magic sphere, reduce damage from spells by 20%. Tactician, gain 3 magic at the start of a battle, really handy if you're a newer player and aren't exploding that many gems. Rock Solid, gain a barrier when matching brown gems, really useful. We'll be doing that all the time because basically we use brown for this weapon and Queen Bee generates brown as well. She also generates green, where we get Tree of Knowledge, gain enchant when matching green gems. So 2 really handy benefits there in Geomancer class for this. Rock Solid and Tree of Knowledge both could happen at the same time whenever you cast Queen Bee. And Fortitude, immune to stun, poison, disease, death mark, lycanthropy and devour. So that's that weapon. Will explode green. Queen Bee uses green and blue. She creates 9 green and 9 brown gems, then deals magic-based true scatter damage, then are independent 40% chances to gain an extra turn and half her mana back. So really cool. She'll be generating that green and brown. That'll be charging up herself and the weapon, which is going to give us, as we saw, the barrier and the tree of enchantment for at the same time. She also has that awesome third trait if you have that. Cleanse all allies when matching 4 or more gems, really useful. And to give her a speedy start, we'll have King Silenus. All Wildfolk allies start with 50% mana. May not cast his spell because it doesn't do true damage. He's literally there for that 50% start in mana. If you don't mind that slow start or slower start, you can even pop in a 3 Queen Beatrix team if you like, and that will be really good, especially with that Potion of Enchantment, because they will all get charged pretty quickly in this team. Right, if you don't have a second Queen Bee, then what you can do is you can pop in, if you have it, a Scourge of Honor. That's in the Soulforge right now as well. Deals scatter damage as well to all enemies, so good to cast that as well, and that will help out Queen Bee. And has a pretty cool third trait which works hand in hand with its spell. So First stages are going to be pretty straightforward. Cast your bees back to back if you need to. You collect 4 matches like this if you need to. You can even chip in with King Silenis if you need, but all the while the Queen Bee's charged, she's going to be the fastest way of demolishing these early stages. Here's the arcane trinkets coming along. Always fight the legendary troops if you can. They're pretty much always going to be worth the most points over anything else which is there apart from mythics. Click them anyway, don't know why, because it's just, you see a 4 match and it's like autopilot, must get it. Even though you don't need it sometimes. It's the nature of the game, it's kind of trained us to be weird like that. You must get a 4 match. Right, what should we do this time? Let's get the weapons, so we can cast this, you can do that, explode green, charge up the Queen. She does damage. Getting rock solid every time we get those brown gems. Getting tree of enchantment every time we get green. So really cool team this. Let's keep going for a bit. There you go. Self-charged. And the other one was ready as well. Super simple. And remember, this team is only going to get stronger as this event goes on. This is a guild-based event, so your whole guild should be taking part, and if not, why not? Telling these slackers to get a move on, you're not here to pick up their slack. Oh no. And basically, as you go along, the medal, the badge, will eventually evolve to a medal, and you'll get a whopping 160% spell damage. There's Hiking Irongut, always fight these in order. Mythics first, then legendaries, then below that. Get them points in the bag. And rinse and repeat. Team code will be in the description on the channel. For PC users. Good old Hiking Irongut. There's a nice little match there. Can chuck on nicer medals if you got them to boost up Queen Bee's damage. Yeah, that's what I did. No need for a token of Anu, anything like that, because we get a 50% start on 3 of our troops and a 50% start on this one because of the class. Queen Bee is a wild folk, so she gets that 50% boost because of King Silenis' 3rd trait. Get that to get the 4 match. Cast that. It's going to generate mana for the team. And kaboosh. Kabosh. Stung to death. I've jumped forward a little bit, but yep, the team is still flying along at a good old pace. No problems whatsoever. Obviously, if you're a newer player, you may have to cast your Queen Bees a couple of times each, but with this weapon up here, it should be really cool. And if you want to be extra safe, you can actually plonk that down at the bottom and swap King Silenis around with it. So basically your King Silenis is the first one that gets hit, which means you have a better chance of getting this summon, because you don't want to get your hero get killed, because if that happens, then you're not going to be able to benefit from the summon. So if you're a newer player, you can play it safe. Put the hero to the bottom, put King Silenis up top so he gets first wallops, and if he dies, cast your Tooth of the Wild and bring in another troop. So I'll just do a few more because, yeah, very clear how this team works. Queen Bee just getting in people's armour, bypassing that armour and just stinging them to bits. Didn't really need that, but it's that thing. Just get compelled to get it. It's a 4 match. I have to get it. Cast Queen Bees back to back. The Potion of Enchantment means she's ready the next round. That is the second one anyway. Once the AI has decided it's going to stop having 6,000 or more extra turns. No exaggeration whatsoever. I've told myself a billion times, don't exaggerate. Do you see? Horror, horror. Yeah, let's cast this. The weapon, kaboosh. Both Queen Bees ready. Remember, every time you cast this as well, you get a status effect to your wild folk allies. Really cool. Right, and officially the last battle now. Here it is. Against Fundingus and their motley crew. Not too many green there to cast, but hey, it's still going to be okay. Queen Bee's ready. The other one is ready next round, so you can actually soften them up if you like to just do some damage, or actually cast that on the wrong person, then never mind. And then hit him with Queen Bee. The Potion of Enchantment means the second bee is up in the next round, and boom shakalaka, everybody's dead. Well, there it is. There's the video. There's my world event team for this world event. If you enjoyed it, found it useful, helpful, any of that kind of jazz, be really cool if you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you again next time. Bye for now.